Hello guys, in today's video I was thinking that we are going to go through some of the add-ons that I am using for gold making. Most of them is actually a must-have because they are making your gold making way easier than without them. Also, I get a lot of questions on what add-ons I use, so I was thinking I might as well actually make a video now and summarize of all the add-ons that I think is mandatory and that will increase your gold making by a lot. If you guys haven't, please subscribe to the channel. I have a goal of reaching 3k subscribers before the end of the year. Also, I have a community Discord which is linked in the description. I am currently doing a mount giveaway in there. Leave a like on the video. Let me know if I missed to include any of your favorite add-ons, but let's get started right away. So the first add-on that I want to talk about is called Mass Salvage Assist. What it does is actually it allows you to constantly keep on salvaging. So for example, in Inscription, if you don't have the add-on, it will automatically stop you from milling when you are finished with a stack. Also, it wouldn't actually mill the resourcefulness proc that you got when milling. So with this add-on, it automatically mills the resourcefulness proc, and also it automatically goes and mills the next stack in your bag, and it actually stacks your herbs together, so it functions very good. So you can completely go AFK and your character will continue to mill the same herb that you choose for up to 30 minutes if you want to, because then World of Warcraft is basically logging you out by default. So this add-on is a must-have if you want to compete in markets where you have to do these AFK kind of things. For example, when you are doing cooking and you're doing the prepared ingredients, you can fully AFK doing that. Same with the tailoring. When you unravel, you can just use this add-on and it basically won't stop unraveling until you're finished unraveling all of your cloth in your bag. This is a must-have if you want to be able to fully AFK while crafting, and it's going to ease up your life so much, and I am so thankful for the person who actually made this add-on because it is actually very OP. So that one is of course linked in the description together with all of the other add-ons. The next add-on we are going to talk about is No Mats, No Make. This add-on actually makes you able to see what you need to be able to finish the patron orders without actually going into the patron order. So if you see here, to finish this one, the Treatise of Leatherworking, I need those mats to finish it. It helps out a lot, so you don't have to go into everything and see what you actually need. Also, it does one more thing that is absolutely key and is absolutely awesome. This is why I love this add-on so much. It actually gives you the option right here in the top of your profession window to the right. You can see the arrow down. If you press it, you can actually add different tools to different stats. So if you're adding your multicraft tool here and your resourcefulness tool here, whenever you're going to craft something that is best to use resourcefulness on, for example, when I do milling, it will auto swap to my resourcefulness tool. And when I head to something that is best to use multicraft on, for example, the reagents, it will automatically swap to using the multicraft tool. So in this way, there is zero chance that you actually forget to swap the tool you are using when you're doing different crafts, which is really insane OP, and it can help you out a lot if you tend to forget to change tool. I always double check, but this has never ever gone wrong for me when I'm crafting, so probably it always works. So it is really good. So make sure you download that add-on if you never ever want to forget to swap tool again. However, I have heard that it's not working on the patron orders because technically it's always best to use the resourcefulness, right, if you're crafting for other people, because in that way you can actually get a resourcefulness proc and make gold from this. But if it's something here that would baseline be better with multicraft, like for example in your base crafting, it would pick it here as well. I think that's what I heard. So if you guys are doing a lot of patron orders, make sure to swap to your resourcefulness manually. So the next add-on we're going to talk about is the weak aura that allows you to find all of your missing knowledge points for your profession. This is not my weak aura, it's from someone online. I will link it in the description, of course. This is really good because it tracks what knowledge points for the week you're currently missing. So as you can see, I have not done the quest, I have not picked up the treasures from the dirt, and I have not been in Darkmoon Fair. So I'm missing a lot of knowledge points this week that I potentially can go and get. Also, as you can see, I am behind by 31 catch-up points here as well. So you can also see how many catch-up you can get. This is really, really good. Same for every profession, as long as it is for the War Within. This is working. It is really good. Also, when you left click, you can actually see some info down here where you can get the knowledge points from. So this particular is from treasures and dirt. So you see it down here. Otherwise, it's the quests, and it gives you the arrow to actually go and find the quest. Also, if you haven't done all of the one-time treasures yet for the knowledge points, it will show you every destination as you left click it. So it's a really, really good weak aura, this one. So basically it's linked down below. Go and get it if you don't have it. I know there is some knowledge point tracker add-on. Maybe it is as good now. I just know that before it wasn't as good. It didn't fully show everything that this add-on does. So maybe that knowledge points add-on is good now, but this is what I prefer, and this is really, really good. The next add-on we're going to talk about is called BuyEmAll. This is a very, very simple and small add-on. What it does is it allows you to buy a lot of items from a vendor. So for example, if you shift right click, you get this little menu here, and you can actually manually type here how many you want to. As you guys might know, the default UI in Blizzard always limits you to buy such a small amount, and it's always so like tricky, and you can only buy like 200 each, for example, for this item probably. But usually when you craft stuff you want to buy thousands upon thousands. So this is really, really, really good and handy, and I really, really recommend it if you guys are struggling with buying vendor stuff, because I know it can be very annoying to do it, and this add-on has actually helped me out a lot. So this one, just go and get it. It will ease up your life a lot as well. So the next add-on we are going to talk about is called FasterLoot. It is a very simple add-on as well. What it does is it allows you to actually loot very, very fast, so you don't get the annoying like long looting stuff. So basically, if I disenchant this, you would probably not even see the loot window coming up because it's so fast. I just get my item immediately, so it skips over the loot window and you loot so much faster. This can be handy when doing some disenchanting or farming, or whenever you loot a lot, because it actually increases your gold per hour, because you will be looting less and less time. So this one I can really, really recommend. It's just a very basic add-on as well. Probably a lot of you guys have it, but it's really, really handy. Go ahead and get it if you want to. Okay, so the next add-on is going to be Auctionator. Probably a lot of you guys are familiar with this add-on. It is a actually really, really good auction house add-on, which is really handy, and it is really, really simple as well. So if you guys are buying and selling stuff on the auction house a lot, this one will do its thing for most of the basic stuff. So you can use the shopping window and buy stuff. For example, you can search for bismuth. It will list all of the bismuth, and you get a smooth buying window, which can be really, really good. However, the best thing is probably not the shopping. It is the selling and the canceling. So if you want to sell something, it lists all of your stuff here that you have in the bag that you can sell on the auction house. For example, you just left click it. You see what the price is. Yeah, it's basically a very, very simple selling window, which also can give you some data on price history if you are scanning the auction house sometimes, and what you have sold it for, etc, etc. So this one comes out really, really handy if you prefer this rather than the default UI. So you can easily find all of your stuff, and also you can actually configure the add-on to sell as many as you want every time you press it. So it defaults for me to 45 for inks, because that's what I set. So basically I can post, and next time it goes to 45 by default. Then you have the canceling, which also is really, really good, because here you can actually cancel scan and undercut scan. So basically the only thing you need to do is head to the canceling tab, press undercut scan, and it will show you all of the item that is undercut. You can simply just canceling them by pressing cancel. Really easy, really simple, really good if you like Auctionator and you do not want to bother with using Trade Skill Master, which is another auction house add-on that we briefly will talk about really soon. But first of all, after talking about Auctionator, we have to talk about CraftSim. CraftSim is a crafting add-on which is absolutely mandatory. If you're doing any kind of gold making via crafting in the War Within, you have to get CraftSim. This is basically the best and probably even the only add-on that takes into account your crafting stats when crafting. So the default UI and the default stuff will not show you correct profit margins. Like I think this is Auctionator that tells you this price up here, and the TSM won't either tell you the true values because none of them takes the crafting stats into account. So you have to get CraftSim. It is so good. It does all of the math for you, so it is absolutely mandatory. It has a lot of cool features such as the recipe scan where you can scan for profitable recipes. Very simple in your profession. Also it has craft queue. You can basically make a crafting queue list and make a Auctionator shopping list with it, so you can buy everything you want, and it's automatic, so you will actually get a shopping list in Auctionator and you know exactly what you need to buy. So this is a really powerful add-on. I highly recommend it. However, if you're going to use CraftSim, you need to actually have a price source for the add-on. In this case, you can use either Auctionator or TSM. I highly recommend using TSM. It's what I use because then you will get updated prices every hour automatically instead of having to actually do a scan on the auction house before you craft every time to get your prices input into CraftSim. This is if you use Auctionator. Of course, you have to do this. If you use Auctionator, it will more often take the so-called bait prices into account when crafting, I feel like, at least. So if somebody would have put a very low price on an item on auction house, when you scan, that is actually worth a lot more. For example, bismuth, they maybe put it up for 1 gold when it's worth 10 gold. Your add-on will think that everything using bismuth probably is really profitable because it thinks it is very cheap on the auction house. So I usually use TSM, but you can use Auctionator. It works as well. Don't forget to scan manually every time before you actually start crafting. If you use TSM, you basically just need to download it and use the desktop add-on. You don't have to set anything more up. I will be linking all of those links down in the description together with the TSM guide how you download it. You can configure your price sources in CraftSim options as well. You can put here Auctionator or Trade Skill Master. I use TSM. I just use nowadays the default price source here. You can use something else if you have something that you think is better, but nowadays I have actually changed back to the default one because I like it more, and I am not a great string crafter, so maybe you can use other things that is better here, but I just use the default. It works very fine, so you don't have to do anything else there. And if you use Auctionator, just put it on Auctionator, then you don't have to really worry about this, and you just scan the auction house before every time you craft. So let's talk a little bit more about TSM, because TSM is also a really good add-on for auction house because it can help you speed up posting and canceling a lot. So basically you can build like groups and you can post really quick. As you can see, it's scanning, and when it has found things that I want to sell, I can just press post here, and whenever I have posted, I can rescan if I want, because if I get undercut a lot, I can just sit here and press rescan and post again. This is how you can compete in the PvP war if you're selling high competitive stuff, because there is a lot of competition in today's region-wide auction house. A lot of competition, thousands of players sitting at the auction house trying to sell their stuff, so you will have a lot of competition. So if you want to get your items sold, it is really important to compete like this. This is not a must. You can use Auctionator, just this will simplify things. It will automate it a little bit and it will make it way easier. I have a very basic TSM guide on my channel that you can watch to get like this basic things going. It is not advanced. If you want some advanced stuff right now, you have to go to someone else. I don't have it and I am not a TSM pro, so but my guide helps you set this up so you can post and cancel really quick. Basically guys, this is all the best add-ons that I would recommend you guys to go ahead and get as a foundation, at least, because those are really good and will help you out with your gold making a lot. Even if you're not making gold with professions, this probably will help you out either way. I highly recommend those. If you have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment something if I missed some of your favorite add-on, and also please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, as I have a goal about reaching 3,000 subscribers at the end of the year. I appreciate you guys watching this far, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.